when you're ready, have the bolster behind you, and you'll be in a little heart opener for the starting part of class. Your legs, you can choose. I'm not picky at this moment. They can be cross-legged, they can be straight, they can be cobbler, just whatever feels good for your legs at this moment. Let the heart have this chance to open. Deep breaths. Long inhales. Long exhales. Feel the body settling into this space, this mode. And we'll start to connect with our intention. The image that we can think about today is the image of a snow globe or a jar of water with sand in it. When it's shaken up, it gets active, it gets crazy. There's all sorts of movement going on. And some days this week, especially that crazy windy day that we had, those days, it's like it unsettles my energy, and it feels like just everything is going wrong, or I don't know, it gets me in such an ungrounded state. So imagine in that snow globe, it's like you shook it up like crazy. It's hard to stay calm, to stay peaceful in the midst of that storm. So in today's class, we'll be doing things that kind of shake things up, get things moving a little bit, some repetitive motions, things that build strength, those types of things. But then we'll be alternating that with stillness. And especially in those still moments, try to allow the breath to be deep and full, imagining that you're helping to just calm down the snow globe, settle the sand, let it all come back to a peaceful state, so that by the end of class, even if there's craziness going on around us, inside of us, we found that inner calm, the settling, the grounding. And so with that image to help lead us on, let's begin some simple movements, starting to get the shoulders open. So what we'll do is kind of like a snow angel. We'll rest the hands on the ground, the backs of the hands to each side. And then like a snow angel, let the arms rise up. You're letting them rise. The hands stay in contact with the floor. You rise up to the spot that feels like a stretch for the shoulders, but not too intense. And then just simply slide back down. So do that a few times. Inhale, let him rise. Find that good spot. And exhale. Into some movement for the shoulders. And them unstuck. This is where a lot of people tend to hold tension. So it's like we're, in a way, shaking it up so it's not so stiff. There's a person who I know who has a cell phone case that's got glitter, but some of the glitter got stuck in this one corner. So she has to shake it really, really, really hard to try to get it free. Imagine that's what these movements are. We're getting things unstuck first, and then it's just a soft settling down. Good. Now from here, we're going to create eagle's arms. The right elbow is on top of the left elbow. If the palms can wrap, great. If not, just stick the backs of hands together. Press the shoulders down away from ears. That's already getting us into a nice stretch. And then as much space as there is, let the fingertips rise to the space of the front. That's the spot where we just pause and breathe. As we spread the arms back open, let the backs of the hands find the top part of your angel wings, wherever that was. Just a couple of breaths, almost like a counter stretch in this really open space. Good. Now left elbow stacks on top, getting the second side, wind the palms if possible. And remember, start off by pushing shoulders down away from ears. Then the fingertips will start to release. Huge inhale. Exhale. And open up the arms, top of the angel wing. Deep inhale. Exhale. Good. So we're going to rise up to a seated place. Get the elbows at your sides and then plant the hands pressing up. We'll add some motion for the hips. So baby cradle for the right leg. Kind of straighten the spine up as much as you can. The grip is just whatever you can grab onto. And then kind of rock that right hip out a couple of times. Good. So plant the left foot, flipping the knee up. Rest the right ankle onto that thigh. And then continuing the motion, we're going to gradually tilt this unit over to the left. Over to the right. The speed is up to you, faster, slower, whatever works. Good. And with this one, we'll right away go to second side. Cradle for the left, rock that hip out. Eventually resting the left ankle to the right thigh. Same thing, rock it to the right, to the left. Okay. Slide the bottoms of feet together in cobbler's pose. This is where we'll settle into stillness. So if you would like the heels to be close, that's fine. If you want them to be a bit further today, that's fine. Straighten up, tilt forward. And find a beautiful spot to just rest. Couple more breaths, settling into the shape. Stack the spine, grab the left knee, flip it over to the right, and then we're turning to face the bolster. So one hand is on each side of the bolster. The sternum is trying to face the center, and then lower your sternum directly down. Once your sternum is resting, the hands relax. You get to choose which ear is there. In one direction, it's an extra cervical spine twist. In the other direction, it's more gentle for the neck. So you get to choose. If your spine is not as deep in the stretch as you'd like it to be, your top knee pulls backwards. So the left knee goes backwards. What that does is pull the hips in the opposite direction as where the shoulders are heading. So that deepens the twist. Feel how nice it is to breathe into a twisted belly. I love that sensation. One more inhale. Exhale. Find the hands on the floor. Press into them to rise. And we'll flip the knees over to the second side. Taking that nice twist. The same approach, one hand on each side. Twist the sternum down, lower. Relax the arms. Perhaps top knee pulls back. Another 2 deep breaths into that twisted belly. And find the hands planting. Rise up. You can get the bolster out of the way. And make our way to a kneeling. Starting on with a bit more of the movement, let's take some cat-cows. Take your time gradually rounding up and down. Beautiful. So we'll do some push-ups. This can become a kneeling plank or a full plank, your choice. So bumping forward, we'll start to squeeze the elbows in as we lower and rise. A few more. 9. Breathe. 8. 7. 6. 5. Try to keep the elbows in rather than out. 4. Good, it's harder. 3. 2. 1. We're all the way down to belly. We'll slide the hands a bit wider than the mat. They can be nice and flat. Press kind of partially up. The chest is just a little off the ground. Rotate the right shoulder to the center of the mat and lower it a little bit. Rise up. Left shoulder to center. Lower. Good. A few more times. Last each side. And then rest in Sphinx for a time. Let the hands drag toward the body without actually sliding. So instead the belly gets pulled through the center. Stretch for that core. The right ear drops to the right shoulder. Slowly roll chin through chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Take another full cycle over to the right and over to the left. Bring the head down in the middle. When you're finished, see if you can relax the weight of the neck down into the stretch. Good. Slide the hands underneath us. Press back into child. Torso will stack. You can sit on the feet if that's comfortable, or you can just be at a higher kneeling spot. We'll clasp the hands behind the back of the head. We'll go back and forth a few rounds, letting the elbows widen, the chest pulls through, and then the elbows close. The back of the neck is in a gentle twist. Slow inhale, widen. Exhale, come back to the neck stretch. One more cycle of breath. Stay in the neck stretch. When you're ready, release the hands to find downward facing dog. Have some movement through this one. Working our way up to top of mat in a forward fold when you're ready. Maybe clasp hands behind the head to just rest the weight down in that neck stretch again. You can choose a different arm position if you wish. Releasing hands if they're there. Next inhale to rise. Hands down to heart. Right hand to right thigh, left hand up and over knees. Over second side. Rise. Inhale, both arms circle up. Slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hand slide up the shin. Exhale, fingers drop down. Right leg slides to back of mat, and then the knee lowers to ground. So a nice wide lunge, make sure that the front toes are in front of the knee. And then keeping the hips pushing forward. We'll take 3 cycles, raising the arms up to the sky. And then dropping the hands to floor, hips are just staying in place. 2. 1. Scooting the hips back to half split, just bow forward. Front knees back to that deep lunge shape. Tuck the back toes, lifting that knee. Keep the back heel up is you rise, so it's a lunge. And if you need to widen the stance, that helps the balance. So use that if needed. Once we're in this lunge, drop the hips as low as you can, maintain it, clasp the hands together behind the head, and 3 of those cycles. The elbows come closer, the neck is in the stretch, keep the eyes open, gazing at something, and then open the elbows, chest. And 2. One. Good. Float the fingertips high. So forward. And we're going to take the knee into the chest, balancing, and tap the foot back. And 4. 3. 2. 1. Beautiful. Drop the back heel down, clasp the hands behind the back, bow forward into the shoulder stretch. Let the head not heavy if possible, if the balance can hold that. Good. Release the hands to the floor. Step the front foot back to downward facing dog. And then 5 times, we're going to either plank or upward facing dog. Lower the hips, and then raise back up, downward facing dog. 4. And synchronize the breath. 3, inhale for the back bend. 2. 1. Child pose, down dog or a flow. Make our way to top of mat when you're ready. Option to clasp hands behind head each time we're pivoting. Release if you're there. Inhale, rise. Right hand to right thigh. Lean up and over. And rise. Second side. And rise. Inhale, both arms circle up, slight back bend. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, hands slide up the shins. Exhale, fingertips down, left foot to back of mat. Lower the knee, make sure the front knee is not forward of the toes. Okay, so arms sweep up. Hips stay, hands lower. 2. 1. Straighten the front leg, half split. Bow the chest forward. Knees back to the lunge shape, the foot plants, the back toes tuck. Try to find the width that your feet need for balance as the arms float up high. The legs stay in a strong shape. Clasp hands together behind back of head. 3 times. The elbows come close. The back of the neck touches. Try to keep the eyes open, looking at something, even here. Open elbows. 2. 1. Fingertips float back up. Tilt forward. Some weight goes into the front leg. When you're ready, left knee floats. We're standing. And tap. 4. Synchronizing the breath. 3. 2. 1. Tap down, rest the back heel down. Clasp hands behind back. Bow into that shoulder stretch. Remember, these moments of stillness are moments to really slow the breath and connect with it. As you release, I find the floor. Step the front foot back to downward facing dog. 5 times upward to downward facing dog. You can always skip a couple of reps if needed. There's 5, inhale. Good, add in different variations as needed. 4. Straight plank or even kneeling plank. 3. 2. 1. Same thing as before. Child pose, down dog, or a flow. You're welcome to stay here or at any point go to the forward fold at top of mat. We'll eventually get there, but no rush if you want to take a couple more breaths. As always, option to clasp hands behind the head if you like that shape for the forward fold. Releasing hands if they're together. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands at heart. Setting up eagle's pose, arms first, right elbow under left elbow, line for palms. The shoulders press down, but the elbows lift up a little bit. So feel that beautiful stretch through the shoulders. Take a moment to rotate the upper body toward the left and toward the right. Back forward. Fierce pose, big toes close, heels slightly separated, sit the hips back. Slight tailbone tuck. You're welcome to stay here or wrap the right thigh over. Eagle. Even a kickstand, just toes on the floor is fine. Straightening the left leg, kick the right leg forward. Try to muscularly hold it there. Good. Sweep under and through warrior 3 variation. Soft land, warrior 1 legs, elbows lift up to sky. Release the arms. 3 huge circles. Sweep forward, up, and around. 2. 1. Beautiful. Float the arms up to sky. Inhale. Exhale, rotate open, warrior 2. 3 times at your own pace, back and forth between extended side angle, lean forward, and reverse to lean back. Your breath pace for the second and the third one. You finish back to warrior 2, leading there. So left hand to back of neck, right hand grabs the elbow, pulls the elbow back as we lean to the back. Beautiful. Open the arms, triangle, straighten the front leg, reach the hands forward, tilting the hip, and then land left hand on chin, right hand to sky. Rising up, reset back forward to take a pyramid. Good, so hips are square forward, start to lean forward. Maybe hands walk down to shin or down to floor. So I'll leave it up to you today. If you're feeling warmed up enough that you want to head towards splits, you're welcome to, or you can just stay in pyramid. So complete practice. If you're doing that splits practice, eventually you'll come, not standing split. If you're doing the splits practice, you'll eventually come up to the pyramid when you're ready. So no rush, but eventually we'll all meet back up to the pyramid where we were. A breath or two of calm. Bending the front knee, lift the arms up to sky. Same as before, lean forward, the front foot starts to take some weight, and then the right floats. And stay with the balance. You can stay facing forward. You can twist toward front door, or you can extend the right leg, left hand. Holding the feet. Beautiful effort. Hands to the heart, close the eyes for a moment. Find the calm. Okay, opening the eyes. Left elbow under right. Shoulders push down. Elbows lift up until you're in that good stretch. Rotate torso toward the right. Rotate torso toward the left. Back forward. Fierce pose, sit back. Elbow scoop a little bit. Left thigh over if you wish. Kickstand or toe wrap, it's all up to you. Straightening right leg, kick the left foot forward. Down and through warrior 3. Soft land warrior 1. Elbows lift. Release, huge circle, forward, up, all the way around the shoulders. 2, 1. Loading back up to sky, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. 3 times with your breath, extended side angle, lean forward. And reverse. More. Warrior 2. Right hand to back of neck, left hand grabs the elbow, pulls the elbow back, lean to back of the mat, back low. And release the arms, warrior 2. Straighten the front leg, triangle, reach forward. Up hand to shin, left to sky. Raising up, we adjust the feet, the stance, the hips to pyramid. Begin with pyramid, lean forward, hips stay square, drop hands to shin or floor. And same as before, if you want to spend part of the time in full split or part split, that's fine. Eventually you'll end back up here in pyramid. Moments of calm stillness. Right knee bends, sweep the arms up to sky. Tilt forward. This left knee comes in front of us, float. You can stay here. You can twist with just the knee, or you can grab for the foot. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Hands to heart. Find a moment of stillness. Eyes. Inhale, circle the arms up to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Tilt the feet a bit wider. Slide the hands up the shins, half lift. And exhale, hands to floor. Right foot slides to back of mat. Hands are on the inside of the front foot. The back knee can be lifted or lowered. We can be on hands or elbows. Lizard. Planting the hands. We're going to turn to the front door facing, and we're taking a low side lunge if the knees are okay with it. If you need to come up higher for the knees, that's always going to be fine. So what we'll do first is take a few times alternating back and forth, over to the right knee being the one that's bent, and rotating over to the left knee being bent. Go as slow as you need for it to feel juicy in the hips. So it's not about just getting there, it's about settling the hips into that openness. Okay, after this next one, we're going to take the lizard pose facing to the back of mat. So you'll be facing all the way to the wall. Your hands will be on the inside of that right foot. You can stay with the back knee lifted or lowered. You can be on elbows if you wish. Up to hands, face toward front door again. 2 rotations each side. Again, go as slow as you need for it to feel juicy in the hips. Good. After 2 rotations, stay. It might be right leg for some of us, it might be left for some of us. Either play with balance if that's what you'd like to work on for stillness, or lower to elbows, getting deeper kind of into the thigh hip area, if that's where you'd like to stay for stillness. So your preference. 2 breaths. It's all good. It happens to the best of us. Okay, eventually switch. Like sometimes the storm, those 40-mile-per-hour gusts are a little more than we anticipated. Second breath, come up to wide angle forward fold. The last couple of breaths, maybe same option as before, clasp hands behind the head, curl the chin in until you are in a gentle neck stretch. As we start to drop hands back to floor, walk the hands up to top of mat. This left foot is going to turn into pigeon pose. So heel toe it all the way over to the right side, lower the knee. Scoot the back leg backwards until the hips are as close as they'll get to floor, and then drop to elbows. And stay come nice and level. The hands. Come to a recovery pose. That could be kneeling, it could be down dog, but have movement either way. It can be circular movements or kind of pedaling movements. Good. We end up sliding right leg forward and through. Pelvis in a good spot. And lower to elbows. Allow this to be that moment. Being calm, at least to the internal snow globe. Ready to head out. Kneeling or down dog. Again, movement for hips. When that feels good, as long as sitting on the heels is still okay, come to that shape. But we're sliding the hips all the way to the left, the feet are to the right. Right hand grabs the right ankle, left hand leans up and over. Drop the right ear to right shoulder. The left hand starts to return. Eventually, by it hovering above the ground, you're pulling the left side of the neck in such a nice stretch. Enjoy it. Floats up, hips shift. So we're grabbing left hand to left ankle, right hand reaches up and over, left ear drops down. And slowly the right hand returns to hover. And it pulls the right neck, right shoulder area. Nice deep stretch. Rises, legs stay in this bench shape. We're taking the bolster behind us. So I'm going to give you two options that have two options each. So this is going to be the quad stretch. So option one is to do both legs at the same time. Option two is to do one leg at a time, and I'll tell you when to switch sides. So if the knees are tender, just do the one so it's less time. The other two set of options are sit on the bolster to make it more gentle for the knees, or sit on the ground to make it a bit deeper. So choose out of all those, I guess, four options, choose what's best for you. If you're doing the one leg forward, I'll tell you the halfway point, but you'll start to lean back. Maybe you just stay on hands. Maybe you drop to elbows and lay on the bolster, but don't force the knees into pain. That's the big thing that we're avoiding. If you get all the way down to back resting on the bolster and you really don't feel as much of a stretch as you want, you tuck your tailbone under like a dog hiding its tail. Even a slight lift of the sacrum off the ground, just the slightest tuck, lift, that'll get the quads right in the stretch. A little bit longer and we're halfway through. It looks like we all took the double variation, so no need to switch. Just a little bit longer. So this open-hearted shape. Imagine in the mind's eye, the last bits of sand or the last bits of snow in the globe, gently settling down. Deep inhale. Exhale. We start to rise up. So hands need to plant. We need to come forward. And once we're there, with the legs out in front of us, it might be nice to take a few windshield wipers. From this point, you're welcome to do any last stretches your body needs before settling into Shavasana. Since we have a bolster, if you want to use the bolster behind you or under the knees, anything like that, you're welcome to take that. No rush to be in Shavasana, but enjoy the last poses and then eventually the rest. When you're in the rest, just imagine that snow globe. Everything's still settling down by the long, deep breaths. No matter what's going on around us internally, breathing is helping us find calm. Begin to deepen inhales and exhales. Introducing little movements back to the body. Stretching out in ways that feel nice. Perhaps taking a fetal position off to one side when you're ready. Maybe 2 or 3 more breaths until you feel ready to rise. Comfortable seated place eventually. At the heart as we rise, connecting back to the intention, the idea that inside of our globe, we can be calm. We don't have to take on the turmoil that's all around us when the storms inevitably come. We can sometimes. It's good experience. It's part of why we came here, perhaps. But we can also choose calm at any point. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.